Hey everybody, welcome to another new video. So I got another build guide here. I wanted to revisit Vortex that I played sometime in November, I think. I tried it for Endless Delve, and it was pretty fun, so I figured I'd pull it into Standard and just see what I could do with it. It's kind of what I've been trying over the last week or so after a little holiday vacation. I just basically take this body armor and my Mageblood and see what else I can do with it. It's been somewhat successful, I would say. Alright, so we'll go over the gear first, and then I'll go over the gems. So we've got a Opal Wand here, fractured, +1 level of all cold spell skill gems. I bought it for like 40 chaos. They're not super expensive. The fractured all spell skill gems, however, are expensive. So the best way to do it, unless you have the currency to buy that one, is just get the all cold spell skill gems fractured. I reforged caster probably like 30 times. Maybe more. It wasn't a ton, but probably like 30 or 40 times until I got all spell skill gems, and I got lucky and got T2 adds cold damage to spells. Multi-mod it, craft on cold dot multi, increase cold damage. It's a regular crown, max rolled 21% with the vortex damage enchant on it. Regular Aegis Aurora. Got Amethyst ring, which I don't really need the Amethyst ring because I am CI, but the the triple Redeemer mod on there is pretty nice. Extra cold damage against chilled or frozen enemies, cursed with frostbite, and then increased effect of non-damaging ailments. Body armor, it's the same one I've been using, the Grasping Mail. The fractured increased global defenses. I was crafted with deafening essences of loathing, I believe, to get the mana reservation on body armor. Yep. And then I just did it until I got as high of the armor evasion energy shield as I could. And then I got lucky and got some decent res on there as well. Now for another ring, Moonstone ring to get more energy shield. Hunter with curse enemies with elemental weakness on hit. I got lucky and got a little bit of cold damage, some more energy shield, and increased LE damage with attacks. Then on your rings, always craft on non-channeling skills, have negative mana cost. Ashes of the Stars, fairly well rolled, anointed with charisma to help with mana. The gloves, just some sorcerer gloves. Just get as much energy shield as you can, like, literally as much. I think I hit it with yeah, I think a deafening essences of woe, or shrieking maybe, until I actually got T1, triple T1, which is nice. Life doesn't matter. And then I just crafted on a little bit of stun avoidance as well. And then do the Exarch and Eater to get inflict cold exposure, and some more cold dot multi. Mageblood. It's Mageblood. And I got the elemental ailments inflicted on enemies exposed by you have 20% increased duration, so chill lasts longer, which is nice. For the boots, same as the gloves, just as much energy shield as you can get. I do have the Scorched Ground on there. I've been trying to get Brittle Ground, but I'll get there eventually. Life regeneration rate does help with Zealot's Oath. As far as the flasks go, I've got a Sulfur Flask. Mainly, I mean, the damage is nice, increased damage, but the Consecrated Ground helps with energy shield regeneration. And then Wise Oak, because you have the Aegis Aurora, you're always going to have more cold res than any of the other ones, so it automatically will give you some more 8% additional elemental penetration, and then you take 6% reduced damage of fire and lightning. It's Quartz Flask for phasing and ignite immune. Quicksilver Flask with the Ellie res, and then just a Legacy Granite Flask. You can use a regular one, it's the newer one, I guess, with increased effect, and then try and get like T1 armor on there. As far as gems go, you got Frost Bomb linked to Second Wind, Energy Leech in there, just like everything else to put in there. Val Cold Snap with Awaken Control Destruction, Bone Chill, and Efficacy. Over here I only got Flame Dash in there. And then as far as the actual Vortex goes, so just regular 2120 Vortex, 2120 Hypothermia, level 4 in Power, Awaken Elemental Focus support, Awaken Control Destruction, and Awaken Swift Affliction. So With Vortex and Awaken Elemental Focus, you can't inflict chill with Vortex. So that's why you need to use Cold Snap. As far as auras go, we've got just regular Determination with level 4 Enlighten, Hatred, and Malevolence. And then we've got Molten Shell with level 20 Divergent Vitality. And the reason why I use Divergent is because you don't need the AoE, you're not helping anybody else. So you get a little bit more damage since you're technically always on full life. Because you have 1 life, so if you lose that 1 life, you die. Vow Discipline, that's really your life flask, and also gives you more energy shield, but I have Vow Discipline right here. So if you start taking a lot of damage and it's up and you can use it, then it'll immediately refill your energy shield with a level 4 Enlighten. Alright, so we'll go to the tree here. We'll start over here with the Cluster Jewels. Just using Blast Freeze, some more cold damage, and if I am able to freeze something, then it'll spread to other enemies. Using just a regular dot medium Cluster Jewel. Some more damage over time. For your jewels, you just want to get damage over time multiplier. That's pretty much it. Watcher's Eye, it's just those mods just help with energy shield regeneration. You can get the gain energy shield on hit while affected by discipline. That one works too. So we got Zealot's Oath here, so life regeneration is applied to energy shield instead. So that's why Consecrated Ground, Vitality, stuff like that regens your energy shield. So you want to take a large Thread of Hope, try and get -10 max rolled on Elirez. It goes up to -20. And you'll take Heart of Ice, Essence Surge, Arcane Focus, and Blast Radius. Over here we got another large Cluster Jewel with increased cold damage with Deep Chill and Widespread Destruction, a little more AoE, and Cold to the Core. The Cold to the Core does a lot of damage actually. And then 2 more damage over time, medium Cluster Jewels. It's got Circling Oblivion on this one with another cold damage, dot multi jewel. And then Corrupted Blood with some damage over time and a little bit of AoE on it. Circling Oblivion, Brute Potency on that one. So Chaos Inoculation, you take this one right here, Wicked Ward. That one's nice because if your energy shield starts to recharge and you take damage, if you don't have this, then it stops. It slows it down, you get less energy shield recharge rate, but it helps a lot with bosses too. Come over here, take Prodigal Perfection and Mystic Bulwark. I love the names of these things. More spell block, mana regen, and then this one gives you spell damage per 100 max mana, which is super nice. I only have 1600, but you know, it's another 16, 32% more spell damage. Come over here, all your mana reservation efficiency. Take all the energy shield nodes over here. And then you come down here, use another Thread of Hope, but a medium one this time. Come through here so you can take Divine Judgment, Sanctum of Thought, to give you more armor, and Holy Dominion, some more res, more chance to freeze, shock, and ignite, and more LE damage. Now come over here, this is where you get all your armor, get some Glancing Blows, Divine Shield, and just some more attack and spell block. 0 block capped on spell and attack. Ascendancy. If you're leveling this character, you probably want to take these 4 first, and then come over here, get Unholy Authority and Profane Bloom. As far as the Pantheons go, so we've got Soul of Sirus. Get additional physical damage reduction when there's only 1 enemy nearby because, I mean, mapping. You have phasing on, so you're just running through stuff and killing it behind you. And get all of the extra ones for Soul of Solaris. Reduce elemental damage taken if you've been hit. Take no extra damage from crits. And avoid ailments from crits as well, because if something's going to one-shot you, it's most likely going to be a critical strike. And then I just take Soul of Ralakesh just for reduced physical damage over time while moving. And bleeding doesn't cause you to take extra damage while you're moving. It's super helpful. Alright, so we'll pull up the Path of Building so you can kind of see what we're doing here. Doesn't seem like a lot of damage, but 1.4 million damage over time. It's super tanky though. So this is, as you can see, effective hit pool is 105,000, and that is without Molten Shell. If you do Molten Shell, you're at 354,000. You don't really need to use Molten Shell, honestly. I know these numbers seem a little low, but because you're block capped on spell and block, and you're overcapped on cold res, you get an extra 1% lightning res and 75% fire res, and your CI. There's not a lot of stuff that can kill you. And then, you know, throw in Molten Shell. You can do cast on damage taken Molten Shell if you want. I've always found that just having it on a button, so you can just always have it up, for me personally, works better. But to each their own. For the configuration, always on full energy shield. You'd use frenzy charges because Cold Snap gives you frenzy charges. You're on consecrated ground. Enemies chilled. They're exposed to cold. That's it. Nothing crazy in here. Let's make sure you're on Guardian. As far as Uber bosses go, it's a little rough. So, it's mainly just for regular bossing. This works great for Delve, Harbingers, really any of the League mechanics. Legion's kind of iffy, just because sometimes it spreads out a lot. Alright, so pull up the Sirus fight that I did, and you can just kind of see this is the final stage. I'm going to play the whole thing, but just so you can get an idea of how the build works. So I've got Vortex on the left click. I have Molten Shell on D, but as I said, like, I don't really use it very often. Cold Snap on A, and then Frost Bomb on the right mouse button. You can see, I mean, you can literally stand there and take the blades, or the beams. You can super tank that one. As far as regular Sirus goes, there's really not much that can kill you. You know, it's a little slow, because you're not doing 20 million damage. But you'll kill stuff. It's going to be a little slower than some people might like, so if you like to, insta-kill stuff, then Vortex probably isn't for you. But if you want to survive, and maybe you're not super, familiar with a lot of the mechanics of some of the bosses, you don't have to use a Mageblood. It's not required by any means. I have one, and like I always say, once you get it, it's kind of hard not to use it. But the tankyness, as you can see, it's there. You can literally stand in all of the Sirus beams. I was going to try and just tank the meteor, but maybe next time. You literally just stand in the middle of this one. And your regen happens so fast that you don't really have to worry about it. But yeah, for single target, as you can see here, you just walk up to it, walk around a little bit, let Vortex hit it with Cold Snap, throw some Frost Bombs down, then you just wait, and then they die. Alright, well, thanks for watching. Make sure to like the video if you did enjoy it, and if you do enjoy the content that I'm making, you can give me a subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And you can also drop me a comment in any video if you have any questions, and I will do my best to respond as fast as possible.